Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Stephanie Stevens Show. I am Stephanie Stevens, and I will be your host for the next 45 minutes. We have an incredible performer on tonight that I wanted to introduce to my audience from when I was growing up in the wonderful city of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Like I said, today our show is about education and inspiration for the LGBT pronoun community. And tonight I have decided to invite one of the greatest performers I used to watch all the time and I grew up with in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Mr. Gerald J. Mays, aka Tiffany Middlesex. Hello, lady.
Hello, lady. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
So where are you at in Florida?
I'm in Tampa.
Oh, you're in Tampa. How's
Yes,
that
I've been
going?
here since 78.
Oh, since 1978?
Hmm.
Oh my God. So what are you doing now, Gerald? What are you doing now?
Well, what am I doing now?
Are
Let's
you
see.
retired?
Oh, yes, I've been retired since 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
retired a
and
few
and
years
and, and
back.
are you
I, I, I wanted to retire while I was still at the height of my profession. I didn't want
mm-hmm.
to wait until, you know, I didn't have all this zest and, you know, I
Well,
wanted to retire when I was still at the top. So
that's a good way to look at it. Tina
I wanted
Turner,
to go out on top.
that's right, go out on top. Tina Turner said the same thing. She said, I wanted to go out at the height of my career, and that's it, go out on top. Now,
Like they say, remember my name.
oh, now, Tiffany, where did you grow up? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Toledo, Ohio.
Okay.
I had one brother and two sisters, and um, I had a pretty close knit family because they, as typical with many black families, they were not accepting of my homosexuality. So that was a
Hmm.
big problem in my youth. I mean, I used to sneak out the house and climb down the drain pipe to get out the house and go drag and go to the bars at 15 years old and won contests.
Yeah, hello. Now, when you were in Toledo, Ohio, now, what was the first time that you had your first experience that solidified that you knew you liked men?
It's a cliche, but the boy next door, the boy next door. I was 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he beat me up first.
Oh, don't they all?
He beat me up, and then we went down in the basement and did the do, and
Hmm.
he never beat me up again.
Well, there you go. Something was good.
Something was good.
Now, um, what I want to, this is for me, it's how do you feel now that you have achieved so much? And how is your retirement? How is it really for you? Can you really retire really well as a former entertainer? Is things good for you? Did you get what you wanted to in your retirement out of your career?
Well, girl, you can say you retire, but you never retire in the heart.
An entertainer is always an
An
entertainer.
entertainer is always an entertainer. You can retire, but that's always in your heart. And it was tough for me to retire, but I knew it was time. I
Mhm.
didn't move as fast as I used to do, and I didn't. I was having so many medical problems back then. I mean,
Hmm.
so many, and I just figured I needed to concentrate on my health.
That's right. Health comes first. Without that, we
Health
have
comes
nothing.
first. I had to do that, and to say, I know a lot of people say, well, they stop jogging, they don't miss it, but that's a lie. You always miss it. You love the thunder, that applause, and you love that romance you have with the audience. That's it's like a romance. You dance a little dance,
It's a
and
love affair.
you love that, and I miss it. But
Do you
My,
go to the
my faith,
bars
my
now, watch the shows? Do you go to the events and watch the shows or to the bars?
my faith has been a big part of me.
Okay.
My faith has brought me through a lot. My faith and my little dog Piper, wherever she is. Oh, there she is. Hi, Piper. My dog.
Oh.
And but I
You
don't know.
know, I'm glad to see that you even I'm glad to see that you're doing well. I mean, because there's a lot of us that are not here and that are not doing well. Now,
Well,
I have,
I've had some problems, but
mhm,
I don't let them stop me, and I overcome them.
that's great.
A problem is only a problem as long as you let it be.
That's right. You know, I tell people all the time, trust me, Tiffany, I've been through my ups and my downs, but I
Mhm.
pushed through because I was just determined to make things better for me.
Right?
That's it. Now, where did you find your drag name? Where did you find that?
Well, Tiffany came off of a character on TV stuff that was called The Edge of Night, and
Okay.
her name was Tiffany. And I got Middlesex. I was taking this guy home, and he was giving me directions, and he said, "Tiffany, turn left here on Middlesex." It was Middlesex Drive, and it just clicked in my head. So that's how I got it. I was taking it. Cute guy too.
Oh, she was doing a hookup. That's it.
Hook up and the last name.
Yes, hello. Now that's amazing. That is
I
really
came off a street sign.
hello. Now, when you first, um, where did you first figure out that you knew you were gay and you wanted to just be in the bars and be that? What was the first drag show you seen that you said, I can do that and I need to be up there?
Oh, it was in Toledo, Ohio. It was at uh, Joe's, what was the name? Joe's Bar. God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was 14 years. I think it was 14 or 15. And I went in with some friends and they were doing a show and I just couldn't believe it. I said, oh, they're gorgeous. You know, these men, like women. And I always had a theatricality about me because originally I wanted to be a Broadway dancer. I studied dance for 15 years with my dance
Mm-hmm.
teacher in Toledo. I started out at the Boys Club at 9 years old, and then she took me from there to where she worked at the Jewish Community Center, and I worked still stand there with her for about 15 years. So I wanted to be a Broadway dancer, but I saw the drag show and I got that bug. I love that flair and the glamour and how the people just seem to adore the entertainers. And I just wanted to be adored.
Oh,
Don't
now,
we all?
yes. Well, hello. Adored all day, every day, if you ask me. Um, now, who did you have a drag mother?
No, we didn't have drag parents back in the day.
Okay, so
We
you
didn't
were
have drag parents back
you're
then
self-taught.
in the 70s. No, I didn't. Well, I did have a drag parent. I
Hmm.
didn't know about it, but they did have them, but I didn't know. I know that.
Okay. Now, what? Who are some of? Do you think drag today is better or?
Oh, girl, you go get me in trouble. I knew that question was gonna come up, and I've been preparing for it, and I'm still not ready for it.
Oh.
But I'm a very truthful person. Do I think the drag today is better than in my yesteryear?
Hmm.
Honestly, no, because when I was doing drag, the, to see a man become a woman and perform like a woman, enjoy it. But now, these days, look at you, you're beautiful, but some you doing
Thank you.
yellow hair and pink hair and eyelashes 6 feet long and paint your face like a wolf, and that's not drag to me. I know it's entertaining. I know
Hmm.
people love it. All praise to RuPaul. I love him dearly. He's one of my best friends. I knew him
Hmm.
for a long time. I knew him when I lived in Atlanta. But that's entertainment, but it's not. what I feel.
Not what we do.
What
Back
we,
in those
yes,
days.
it's not
It's,
what we do.
that's right. It's not what we do. And
Thank
some
you.
people don't understand that when we say that. But people who've been around as long as we have, because I've been in the business 31 years, and I'm sure you've been around, a little bit longer, and you understand the dynamics of drag. Drag
Mhm.
back in the day, like you said, was men who dressed up as women. Even though today a lot of the performers have some augmentation or not, and whether they live
99%.
yeah, and whether they live in that reality, we know most of them don't live in that reality because they're only doing the augmentations to actually try to progress or get an opportunity.
Mhm. Now,
Now,
this is not to say that, I'm not by any means putting girls down. I'm just saying that's not the road I wanted to take. But, but whatever anybody's going to do, how they entertain, what they want to do, how they see it, good for them. God bless them. As
mhm.
long as you're entertaining somebody and you're doing what you want. That's all. That's
Now
what
I
I'm.
heard that you relocated from Toledo because one of the bar owners in Tampa offered you a great opportunity as the show director.
Say that again.
I read on your page where you relocated from
Uh,
Toledo, I
oh
think,
yes, yes.
to Tampa.
I'll tell you how that story happened. I was working in Cleveland with Lori Del Mar. She was
Okay.
from Orlando, and she got me to come and do a guest spot at the Parliament House. And this gentleman named Ray Jennings had just opened up a club in Tampa, and he saw me at the Parliament House. And I don't know how he got my number. I never did really find out. But anyway, when I went back to, I was living in Cleveland at the time. When I went back, he gave me a call and asked would I be interested in coming back to Tampa and doing a week's work at his club. I said, sure, I'd love. So I came back there for a week at a guest spot. And the next thing he asked me to stay and become a show director. I went back to Cleveland, packed up, and was back here jiffy quick.
So you are Miss Florida 1980.
Mm-hmm.
What
And
were
it's
the
my 40th
highlights?
anniversary.
Oh my God. So what are the highlights of your career? Give us some of the things that people who are successful as you have been, what are the highlights you should look forward to? Of what you understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well,
You,
one of the biggest highlights is when I first got hired at Renee's
okay.
in Tampa. That is what Renee's show bar was the mecca of drag. And Renee, God rest his soul, was the godfather of drag. He's had more Miss Floridas than any other nightclub owner. And um, that was a great big highlight. And of course, winning Miss Florida was the ultimate for me. I had won many contests before, but that, because when I first moved here and they said, well, she's talented, but she's not that pretty. She doesn't have the look of a Miss Florida. I said, okay, bitches, let's wait. And
Now,
1980 came by, and of course, I knocked them dead. And so, pretty
but
is, pretty does, but talent means a lot.
But trust me, I watched you for years and you were amazing. And I'm not just saying that because I'm talking
Oh,
to
thank
you.
you.
You had a real impact on my life and my career. And you made me always think of drag in the professional sense because that's just the way
Oh,
you were.
that's so nice.
I
Thank you.
remember watching you, Dana Manchester, and Tiffany Aragus do the anniversary show at the Copa one year.
Oh, yeah.
And you remember that?
I remember.
And that was amazing.
Oh,
And
that was a
never
great
forget it.
show.
I will never forget it.
That was a killer show.
Yes, that's when shows were shows.
That's when shows were shows.
Now, people ask me today, who's my drag mother? And I tell them I did my own thing. I just looked up to so many other girls. I learned from watching them, how they
Mm-hmm.
act, how they perform, and I
Mm-hmm.
learned from that. But if anybody was my first drag mother, I would have to say Belle Kincaid because she just gave me a pair of earrings and said, "Good ears. You're on
Dr.
your way,
Bell.
girl." She gave me a pair of red earrings. I'll never forget it as long as my first drag earrings. So I have to say, I take my hat off to the girls back in the day. I take my hat off to you for setting the standards, because entertainment was real entertainment back then. And people didn't hesitate to buy tickets. I've been telling you, those ballrooms were full.
Yeah, they were.
Miss Florida was something else. It was the hottest ticket in town.
And I love the production numbers. I was choreographed. Of course, you don't see any of that now in shows today. So the production numbers with the dancing, and I loved all that. I missed all that from shows.
And the clothes, the elegance, the grandeur of it all was just the spectacle. That is what makes drag drag. And no matter how you put drag out there, drag is first and foremost, you need to look like a female. Now, whichever way you get there, I'm not here to judge from people having augmentations or surgeries or this or that.
No, it's whatever you want to do, whatever drag is to you.
But for you, for me, watching you showed me that there was a professional side to drag. Today, I don't see a lot of that. Even when I watch some of the most prestigious pageants, it almost seems cookie cutter. What do you think? So, how do you feel about some of the pageants you watched that are now in Florida or around your surrounding cities, or the ones you watch on the internet? What do you think of some?
To be honest, I never really cared that much for drag pageants. I mean, after I won Miss Florida, I didn't really go and see them. I didn't ever care them, but I know a lot of girls that enter, and they really enjoy it. It gets their juices going, and they enjoy all the competition, and I think that's great. I think that's great. I mean, competition is good.
Competition is good. It keeps things fresh.
Yes, it does.
Now, back in the days, because it was back, I remember before I moved to Canada, we was right in the middle of the AIDS crisis.
Wow.
Now, a lot of the girls have gone on. People that I knew, like Sheena Black, Hogany, just so many other ones. Do you think that those girls would be alive today if America had health care?
Oh my God. So many people would be alive and better off today if they had health care. So many. I mean, when the AIDS crisis struck, oh my God, it was devastating. I mean, it was just horrible. I remember when I was first diagnosed, and I remember having to tell my family.
Don't cry. I understand, Tiffany. I'm sorry I touched the cord, but you know what, Tiffany? The best part of all of this is to look. You are alive. You're doing well, regardless of what the issues are. You are alive, and you're doing what a lot of us need to do, is to look after ourselves and to think positive for the future. The fact that you are retired and doing your thing at this age shows other gay men who are in the same situation as you or others that they can make it. You have faith, and the fact that they take care of themselves, you can make it. Trust me, we live in Toronto. Half the gay community that I know and I did the shows with are all dead. And I miss them, from the bar owners to people I knew personally, I had in my home, I hung out with, even some of the people I slept with. And I was just lucky. Back in the days, I don't know what it was, because trust me, Tiffany, when I tell you I was something else, I was something else. And I am just blessed to even be alive. And 3 or 4 years ago, I couldn't say that, because I had a stroke, and then I had another stroke. So I'm not supposed to be here. I am here for a reason. So
I understand.
So for us in general, for people who are going through health struggles, I'm almost 60 years old. I am just blessed to be alive. And the reason I reached out to you is because you were a real influence in my life in Florida.
Oh,
You
thank you.
probably didn't know it, but you were.
Well,
You
that's so
helped a
nice.
lot. You helped a lot of the girls see pageantry different, see entertainment in the drag world different. I watched a lot of your shows. And like I said, I'm not just saying that. It's you, Tiffany Ariagas, Dana Manchester, Nikki Adams, so many other
Oh,
ones,
the great ones. I love them.
great ones that are gone or still here and not, they're living their lives. I am just so glad. I saw your post with Tiffany and the pictures you guys had together with Esme Russell.
My
Oh,
little daughter.
I was just so blessed. Sandy Laurent, all of these
Oh, I
people,
love Sandy.
I remember all of them. I tell them Lola Lush, you remember Bianca Brinsky, Victoria
Oh,
Manton, all
yeah.
of these girls. I remember them so well. And I miss Fort Lauderdale. I miss it.
I do too. I miss it. I love those girls. Had a blast on every time I went to Miss Florida. So nice. Those girls were so nice to me. Very nice to me. Very
You
nice.
know what else I like? I like the fact that you keep reaching out to them and they respond.
Oh yes.
That has been amazing. That is a real inspiration to us as the LGBTQ community as we get older and we're older performers. And the girls haven't forgot us. They're not saying, "Oh, that old queen, just go away."
Oh no, 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 no. Those no. I mean, no, my girls are my girls. I mean, I love them and they love me. And oh no, I would never forget any of them and never. And oh my God,
So,
I just
so are you happy now? Are you okay?
yes, I'm okay and I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm very happy. You know, the devil puts a block in your way, but God pulls it out of the way. And I
Mhm.
went through that a few times recently, but things have come out okay. So I'm very happy. I'm happy with the life that I have now. I'm happy just to be living because I mean, there were times years ago when I was always in the hospital a couple times when I died a couple times on the table and they brought me back and
Mhm.
evidently I'm here for a reason because God's not ready for me to go yet. So yes, I'm HAPPY.
Wonderful. Now, I don't know. I'm just in such awe of you because I watched you for so many years, and the
I'm
fact
just
that
an
I'm
old
actually,
black girl.
yeah.
One of many.
Yeah. Now, when when you think about drag today, do you see drag having a real future? Has RuPaul really had an impact in a real positive way for our community to go forth?
Yes, he has it. You know, and you know how he's had a positive because, excuse me, he brought it to the mainstream. You
Okay,
gotta give credit where it's due. He
okay.
brought it. You can't see a TV show on TV without a drag queen or gay couples in it or something. Drag
Mhm.
everywhere. You gotta give that grace to RuPaul.
Okay,
He did it. Drag Race did it. It
there you
made
go.
drag, albeit not the kind of drag that I'm used to, but it made drag popular to the masses. And I'm fabulous with that.
Mhm.
Anytime we can progress and let people enjoy our talents, that's cool. But you have to give RuPaul his grace. He did that.
I
He,
take my hat off to him because I think the
yes.
same thing. I do think that with all of before even RuPaul, we were making strides really in
Mhm.
a political way with equal rights for gay marriage
Oh, yes.
and equality. Now, what I find is that still in America, even in Canada, um, we are still lagging behind in the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the services that the white community are now receiving that the Black community don't receive.
Mm.
Meaning advancement, we're still dealing with that N-word thing. It seems
Yeah.
to just keep hanging on us no matter how good we do in TV, this, that. We build this, we make that, we do this. They still keep us or try to keep us down.
Mm.
Now, do you think as an LGBT Black person that we have made any real strides, or do you think we've made very little strides and we're just covered up? We're covered up by so much of, like you said,
I
with
think we
the
made strides.
mainstream of
Yeah, I
things.
think we made strides. Um, Not as quick as I would like, and maybe not as many I would like, but yes, I think we are making strides. Uh, the Black girls are out here, honey. The Black girls are here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. And
Mm-hmm.
I think we made strides. I mean, we're more visible now. We're
Mm-hmm.
sorry about that. We're more
So,
visible. Yeah, I think we made strides. But I still think we got a long, even though, like I said, we're everywhere now. We got a long way to go. You know, we're still not, equal.
okay. Now, how is it, has the gay community where you are, is it thriving or disappearing? Because in Toronto, our gay scene was huge. And
Hmm.
now, Tiffany, we're down to 3 bars. We used
We,
to have about 30.
yeah, we grew up, girl. We grew up.
We, you know what? I said to my friend the other day, Perry, I think is because we asked for rights, we asked to get married, we asked
Hmm.
for some sort of things for equality, and we've now got those things. The government is saying, well, we gave those to you, now go away.
They can, you can never put us. We fought hard for those things. We deserve them. We fought hard. That's one of the things I like to say, tell the young girls today, you girls are riding on our coattails.
Yes.
We laid the foundation for you to be able to go out there and make all that money you're making right now. We laid that foundation for you. Respect.
That's right. Respect. You said it. You
Hmm.
said it. The girls, you know what? The thing I didn't like about RuPaul's Drag Race is that I've watched and hosted many of the shows with them, and I would say 80% of them can't perform. They have that one trick. And you think about it, you got that one trick, but most of you can't even do an hour show alone.
Hmm.
They don't have anything more than that one trick and that one song. And I find that to be a problem because how do you pay them so much money and you've got the local girls who have been in the trenches with you
Hmm.
and they're still getting minimum wage, we'll say, or minimum show fees, and yet you're paying this person just because they were on TV thousands of dollars, and they are worse than the person that supports you on a nightly night basis.
Well, I tell you, the answer to that is because the public, that's what they see. They see the RuPaul drag. That's what they see on TV, and that's the drag that they see right now, and and that's the drag that the public sees. They don't see the drag like you and I, would
Mm-hmm.
do. The shows we would do. They don't see those kind of shows. So this is all they see. So this is what they like. And like I said, you know, you just gotta. I don't
So
know.
where do you
I don't,
think?
I don't want to seem like I'm knocking those girls, but I understand what you mean. But I do look when I see some of these other girls, I'm like, oh, this girl is so good. Why isn't she making money getting bookings? But
Mm-hmm.
it,
So
you're,
do you think the gay community in Tampa is thriving or lacking?
oh, you're a good question. Oh, wow. Thriving or lacking? I'm going to have to say I'm gonna have to say thriving. I think it's thriving. I mean,
That means that's a positive thing, right?
yes, yes. I think it's thriving. Yeah, the community is a wonderful community and a very close knit community. It's a wonderful community. My church family, my LGBT family. It's yeah. We are definitely thriving. We're making strides.
Okay,
We're
so
going to continue to make strides.
I saw online Ybor City is changing.
Ybor.
Ybor City is changing.
Oh,
So what do you think about that?
well, it's definitely changing due to this corona mess. You know, it's going to be
Okay.
forever change. I mean, I don't think it will ever go back to the Ybor City that it was. I
Oh, okay.
hate to say that, but I mean, with this social distancing and all this, I don't see how. I don't know if a lot of the bars can make it, and they're still not open. And
Oh,
figure out how you know they're gonna have to social distance in the bar, and
it's strange how so many of the girls now depended on drag. I
mm,
wonder what a lot of them are doing now. I mean, we already know, the normal.
mm,
We ain't gonna say that on air, but we understand the girls sometimes have to do what they have to do. But when most of them just rely on drag, what is gonna happen to them?
let me tell you something. I tell this to girls all the time. All the time I say, drag, love your drag, love your drag. Get your education. Get an education. I regret to this day, and I'm 71 years old, that I didn't get my high school education. I regret that's the one regretful thing I have about my whole drag career. That I let that come before me. I was in uh, high school and I was ready to graduate, and I I was a senior, but I just warped it off and went to the left to the drag and completely ignored my and I didn't graduate, and I have regretted
Mhm.
it all my life. And I say to any of these girls, I know it seems fabulous now. You love the sound of that thunderous applause, but where are you going to be when the applause dies? You're going to have something to fall back on. Don't be like me. You know, I didn't have anything to fall back on. You know, fortunately, I had friends and family to help me. You know, but you got to think about you got to think about that education. I like I said, I will regret this for the rest of my life that I didn't get my high school education and get some kind of a trade, something I could do to make a living after grad. See, when you're getting all the glory, the applause, you don't think about when the applause dies. You're just thinking
Mhm.
about it right now. But what are you gonna do when the applause dies? You still gotta eat.
Now, Tiffany, I have watched it because they have a platform now that me and you really didn't have back in the days. They have the internet, and
Right,
it's a
right.
powerful tool,
Powerful.
and they still don't know how to use it. Because I watched some of their lives and even some of the divas and some of the best performers, I
Mm-hmm.
always keep saying to them, stop doing the performing live in your living room. Because when show directors and promoters see you, they think that that's what they're paying for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you think about the live on YouTube? People performing in their living rooms. What is your overall? Because I know you've seen a few of the lives.
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, girls, they gotta eat. They gotta make money, and they're doing these performances, and they're asking for tips. So I will never begrudge a girl trying to make a living.
Okay.
To me, I think it's all right. I think it's okay because a lot of girls are out of work now. A lot of girls are, and some of them this is the only income that they have. So if this is you do what you got to do when you got to do it.
Okay. Now, from what you've seen on,
I haven't seen a bunch of the live shows. I haven't seen,
no?
no.
Okay. Well, okay. From what you see on YouTube, and all of the other ones, not so much the live, just the videos of the girls performing. Do you see that drag will be elevated in the future, or it will stay stagnant, mainly because of the situation we are either in now or the situation afterwards when we're trying to recover from now? Do you see them? Do you see the girls making any money? Do you see any future in this?
I think it's going to come back. I mean, I have high hopes. I think that I think that after all this dire stuff that we're in right now, and the clubs are back to being open, which, like I said, I think probably is going to be a while. I'm not sure, but I mean, I think eventually the girls will go back. I hope to God they get to go back to work. But I have high hopes. I think things will come back, and girls will be put back to work. I really do. I really want to believe that.
Okay. Now, in closing, I just want to say it has been an honor.
Oh, girl, I've had a blast.
It has been an honor to talk to you, and I've learned so much. And humility goes a long way. And I just want to say thank you for all that you did without even knowing that you were guiding me. And I want to say thank you for teaching us about being professional all the time. Thank you for helping the movement of the LGBT pronoun community in Florida and in Toledo. All these places, you've made a real difference in a lot of people's lives. And I just want to say, I take my hat off to you.
Thank you.
So thank you, Gerald. Thank you so much. And enjoy your life in retirement. And we look forward to one day maybe seeing Tiffany again.
Never know.
Thank you, Gerald. I'm going to say good night.
Thank you. It's been a blast. I'm loving Miss Stephanie.
Thank you, Gerald. And we'll chat again. I'll share this video with you afterwards, okay?
Okay, sweetheart.
Thank you. Bye-bye.